Have you ever heard a strange noise in the middle of the night? A whisper from an empty room, a door slamming shut on its own? It's easy to just say it's a ghost, but what if it's something else entirely? What if the difference between a gentle presence and a chaotic force could change everything? Today, we re-diving deep into the paranormal to answer the ultimate question. Are you dealing with a spirit or a poltergeist? Let's start with spirits. When we talk about spirits, we're generally talking about the soul or consciousness of a person who has passed away. Think of them as echoes of a life once lived. Paranormal investigators often break these down into two main categories, intelligent and residual. An intelligent haunting is just what it sounds like. There's a conscious entity present. This is the kind of spirit that might try to communicate. You might hear faint whispers, see a fleeting shadow, or even feel a sudden drop in temperature. They can sometimes respond to questions through things like EVP sessions, which are electronic voice phenomena, or even manipulate a flashlight to turn on and off. The key here is interaction. They seem aware of the living and often have a reason for sticking around unfinished business, a strong emotional attachment to a place, or maybe they just want to let someone know they're okay. The feeling is often one of presence, not malice. It's like a faint memory you can almost touch. Then you have residual hauntings. These are more like a psychic recording imprinted on a location. Imagine a moment in time filled with intense emotion replaying over and over again. You might see the same misty figure walk down the same hallway every night, or hear the same phantom footsteps on the stairs. But here is the crucial difference. This type of spirit is unintelligent or conscious. It won't interact with you. You can't ask it questions because it's not really there. It's just an energetic echo, a ghost of a memory trapped in time. So, if you're experiencing something that feels repetitive and non-responsive, it's likely a residual haunting. Now, let's shift gears and talk about the noisy neighbor of the paranormal world, the poltergeist. The word poltergeist is German for noisy ghost, and that's a perfect description. Unlike the often subtle nature of spirits, poltergeists are all about physical chaos. We're talking about objects flying across the room, doors and cabinets banging open and shut, furniture moving on its own, and unexplained loud noises. The activity is rarely quiet. Here's where things get really interesting. Many paranormal researchers and perhaps psychologists don't believe poltergeists are ghosts at all. The prevailing theory is that this activity is actually a form of psychokinesis, or PK, generated unconsciously by a living person, often called an agent. This agent is typically a teenager or someone under extreme emotional stress or turmoil. Their repressed anger, frustration, or anxiety manifests as a chaotic external force. The energy builds up inside them and explodes outward, affecting the physical environment around them. So, the poltergeist isn't an external entity haunting a house. It's an internal storm lashing out from a person. It's a haunting from the living, not the dead. So, let's break down the key differences side by side. First, interaction. Spirits, especially intelligent ones, try to communicate. They use whispers, touch, or subtle signs. Poltergeists, on the other hand, don't talk. They throw things. Their interaction is purely physical and disruptive. Second, the source. A spirit is tied to a person who has died and is often connected to a specific location because of its history or their personal memories. A poltergeist is tied to a living person, the agent. The paranormal activity often follows this person from house to house. If the family moves, the chaos moves with them because the source isn't the building. It's one of them. Third, intensity and intent. Spirit activity is usually subtle and can remain at a low level for years. While they can sometimes be mischievous, they are rarely outright violent. The feeling they evoke might be sadness or curiosity. Poltergeist activity, however, often starts small, a tapping sound, a misplaced object, but it tends to escalate dramatically. It can become frightening and even physically dangerous, with objects being thrown directly at people. The feeling is one of chaos, anger, and being under attack. So how can you tell what you might be dealing with? Let's run through a quick checklist. Ask yourself these questions. Is the activity responsive? If you ask a question and get a knocking response, you might have an intelligent spirit. If you just hear random banging, it leans more toward poltergeist. Is the activity centered on a place or a person? If things only happen in the old abandoned hospital, it's likely spirit-related. If the weird stuff started when your troubled cousin moved in and follows them around, you might consider the poltergeist theory. Is the activity subtle or physical? A cold spot is one thing. A kitchen chair flying at your head is something else entirely. The more physical and chaotic it is, the more likely it's a poltergeist. Finally, what's the emotional vibe? Do you feel a sense of calm or sadness? Or do you feel stressed and targeted? The emotional atmosphere is a huge clue. Whether you're dealing with a curious spirit or the chaotic energy of a poltergeist, your safety and well-being should always come first. If you ever feel threatened or overwhelmed, it's always best to seek help from experienced paranormal investigators or even counselors, especially if you suspect the activity could be linked to emotional distress in your household. Don't try to provoke or anger whatever is there. Remember, understanding what you're facing is the first step to resolving it. What have you experienced? A quiet whisper or a flying plate? Let me know your own spooky stories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this dive into the unknown, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next paranormal investigation. Thanks for watching and stay curious.